broadcast a few moments to create the link, and then I'm going to get the link out to the text notification squad, and then we are going to talk. That's what we're going to do today. And so there was someone who was criticizing on one of my last videos, and we're going to talk about some of that. I wanted to say thank you to you all. Here, the link is here. And so there was someone who came out and she was criticizing. She was like, why do you have to wait till the video is live to get the link out to the tech squad? And I'm like, the video has to generate a link in order for me to send it out. Like, I can't get the link. This is just too much. Anyway, the link has gone out to the text notification squad. Let me get the link out to the people on Telegram, and then we're going to jump right into the topic. The people who are on the text note, you all are coming. Oh, you all are in. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so tech notification squad is coming in. I'm going to give you all a few more moments to get in here, and then we're going to talk. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you all see from my face, I am rested and refreshed, and I wanted to thank you all, but I want the text to go out to the text notification squad first so that we can start talking from there. And then we're going to get live on all of these other platforms. Somebody was complaining about how I don't get my video started until the text notification squad gets their text out and all of this. And I'm like, you must confuse why it is that we're here, dear. The text notification squad are a group of almost 900 people who get a text notification whenever I go live. They pay about $2 a month for this service. It's a way for them to never miss a broadcast, and for them to get a link whenever I go live, for them to be able to be in touch with me when I'm off air. And so, yeah, it's an amazing service. The people on the text notification squad don't complain, but there are people who are not on the text notification squad who complain. I'm still waiting for this. Let me refresh this to see if the text is being held up, because, sometimes they do that. And then after, let's refresh. Oh, it's being held up for approval by manual approval. So thank you. Chris is saying I do look refreshed. Yeah, so you know what? I may have to invest the time into trying to figure out the system, because I remember when I went away from my healing retreat last year, the system broke. So when I would go live, it would trigger an automatic text, but there were like 4 different systems that had to connect. And then when I was on that trip, I started just sending them out manually, and I've been sending them out manually ever since. But I can reach back out and figure out how to get that. Okay, so Christelle just got it. Perfect. I haven't gotten mine yet. Okay, I just got mine. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the topic. Let me explain something to you so that you all have no confusion. The text notification squad are my most important viewers. Why? Because these people have committed to getting a text whenever I go live. Even though it's only $2 a month, it's still an outward show of wanting to support in the ways that I have created for people to support. And so we're going to talk about my last few videos where I was burnt out and all of this other stuff. We're going to talk about all of that. So let's go ahead and get live on all of these platforms, because I wanted to thank you all, right? And so let's get the music started. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right. We are live on Twitch. Let me get this off of the screen. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, we are live on YouTube. And so let us talk about why we're here today. The title of today's video is Thank You. And so I wanted to thank the people that came out. So just so you all know a little bit about what's going on, last week I came out and I was making a video about Amber Rose and Jocelyn Hernandez, and the video was already distressing enough. I had limited amount of time, and I went to go check the Cash Apps before I got off, and there were people who were telling me to, oh, I remember what it was. There were people, they wanted me to break down the difference between ethnicity, race, and nationality. So they wanted me to jump in and teach and do all of these things that are, all right, that are, I don't want to say resource intensive, but it's a lesson. They wanted me to give a lesson, right? When I checked the Cash App, there were three people who had given $1 each, right? And I appreciate the $3 that came in. I don't know, there was something, I was triggered for some reason. I was triggered, and I was triggered by, and I've been spending some time trying to figure out, because it's not the money. It's really the feedback, right? Because I spent some time thinking about like how much money would have been enough. And I was like, well, it's not about the money. And I was thinking a lot of different things were rolling around through my mind. What was troubling me was the lack of symbiotic support. That's what was troubling me. What was troubling me was, I have comments that come up on my screen which seem at times to be dominated by really low vibrational people. I'm triggered by the state that we are in. And listen, I can take the comments off of the screen. I like having the comments on the screen because it creates an engagement for people who are watching after the fact. But I don't have to have comments on the screen. I don't have to let people's voice be heard during my broadcast. I don't. And what was troubling me was there are a few different things that was troubling me, and I was triggered, and I was in a low space anyway. Tam in the house, hey girl. I was in a low space anyway. I was in a low space from the topic that we were doing. I was in a low space from just a lot of different things. I don't like the topics that we're covering. I don't like what's going on in our community online nowadays. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how I have been forced by these platforms to speak about stupid, low vibrational, popular topics in order to be able to even have the subscribers that I have get the notifications for the videos that I'm doing. So I'll let you all know, on YouTube, I have 200,000 subscribers. On Facebook, I have 1 million subscribers. On Twitter, I have like 70,000. Instagram, I have like 25,000. TikTok, I have like 30,000. And this is a tip for some of you who keep getting kicked off of TikTok. As a Black person, don't try to monetize on TikTok. Don't try to monetize. Because the moment that you get enough people to be able to monetize, the moment that you put that thing through, right, they start taking down your page because they don't want to pay you. These platforms don't want to pay us. So what they do is they rope us into creating content for free, leaving us in this ravenous, desperate state to be able to do the thing that we love and be able to interact with the people that we love and be able to do it. I remember in the early days of YouTube, so many of the people that we loved watching the content of just left. They had to go and they had to work and they had to create a living. And then when YouTube and these platforms started monetizing, then came in the corporate interests. Corporations and corporate people then began to flood onto the scenes. Not only that, clickbait people and prank people. And when it comes to Black content creators, these websites can see our complexion They know that we're Black. They know who's watching us, and they push Black people into small spheres where, unless you're doing a certain type of content, think about the content that you see Black people for. And I wanted to okay, somebody just deleted TikTok. Listen, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Think about listen, Black people are the most spiritual beings on earth. There's no being that is more connected to the divine just naturally. There are no set of beings that are as connected spiritually. I mean, you can tell from our level of creativity and the soul and all this other stuff that just emanate from us, right? Yet, I want you all to name, right? Black female content creators that have a million, that have a million subscribers who were talking about spirituality or self-help. I'm not talking about self-help with hair and stuff on the surface, makeup, right? I'm not talking about that type of self-help. I'm talking about internal self-help, like really rebuilding the self. I want you to put them in. Black female content creators with 1 million subscribers on YouTube that are talking about, or any platform. Let us know the platform. Chris is asking if I'm okay. Yes, babe, I'm okay. I'm okay. Are you okay? Are we okay as a people? Right? So I want you all to name them, right? Name them so that we can have a resource to be able to follow these people. Let me put it up on the screen so that we can see Black female content. Oh, Candy, what is that? Oh, what? Not none? Oh, wait. No, none of it. No, nobody's posting any. Well, what's that now? Oh. Okay. Well, let's take it down from 1 million then. Let's say 500,000. 500,000. Any Black female content creators speaking on self-help with 500,000 subscribers? Let's name them. The lady that's the vegan avocado is very spiritual. I'm talking about speaking about spiritual content. Listen. I'm talking about spiritual content. I'm talking about speaking about meditation and third eye, and I do not want you, okay. The people who are naming people that I know are not, I'm stopping your comments from being able to come on the screen. You'll still be able to comment, but you won't be able to get your comments to come on the screen because I see some of the names that you're naming and that's not that, and I think that a lot of you are confused. If there is anybody who is telling you, right, to lie to other people, to manipulate other people, if there's anybody out there who is focusing on the external as reasons for why they are saying people do things that they do, right? That's not spirit. Spirit is skin deep. Spirit does not have a gender. Spirit does not have a race, right? Okay. So somebody said Breenie Lee. Okay, let me look this person up. I haven't heard of this person before. Let's see.
When you don't know how much you are worth, you will sell yourself cheap. Once I leveled up, people began to respect me more.
Okay. This is exhausting. So I see people who are, I'm not, listen. Listen, I just took a look at the channel. There was a video that was playing on the front page where she's talking about leveling up. And I think that we have to be really careful, right? With when we, okay, somebody is saying Okagor. I think you're supposed to be saying Okafor, right? I don't think that's a G in there. I think it's an F. All right, I'll look up that person, right? Because, we need to know of these people so that we can check these people out, so that we can have resources of black women that we can look at, right? Here. Yeah, so I just want us to be really careful, because what it is that I'm seeing in the level up community for women is I'm seeing a lot of superficial stuff on the outside, right? Go get yourself some plastic surgery, go put on this type of makeup, go put on these type of clothes, go slap this type of weave on your head, and then you'll get men to spend money on you. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about black women who are able to talk about meditation and spirituality and those sorts of things that have a thriving platform. Um, Other people can do it. Other races of people can do it and become thriving. And the thing is, I know that there are black women out there, right? Nubian says, Tanya, there are none. You tried, and we slowly watched your content turn more into hot topics, and the people decided not to bother with the self-love part. This is not. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that that's true. So it was. Let me just say this for the record so that we can all get on the same page, right? In 2018, the YouTube algorithm changed so that they were no longer sending out notifications or even sending out your videos to the people who were subscribed to you. So the only way to get views on YouTube for Black female content creators was to speak about topics that people were Googling, that people were en masse looking up, and then your videos would get served to those people, right? And so let me see. Okay. So somebody is saying Sean T. Oh, I forgot to look up the other person. Let me see. I'm gonna try to copy that. I forgot to look up the Oka Gore person, but I thought that they had misspelled her name, and I didn't see the. Here we go. Let me look that up. Okay. I don't think that that's the right thing that I'm looking up, because it took me to an Instagram page that doesn't have any subscribers on it. So I don't know if we're not spelling that right or whatnot, but nonetheless, let's continue going forward. Let's continue going forward. As a matter of fact, let's take a quick break. Let's do that real quick, and then we're gonna come back. And not even Ayanda has 470,000. Really? Please don't say that. That not even our somebody called her a sleeper cell. Let me. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We just took a quick break. We are back. All right. I have a smoothie that is it's not that great, but I mean, at least I can get some daily fruits in. It's strawberry, blueberry, soursop. I made this with a homemade flax milk with chia seeds in it, and it also has cauliflower and soursop in it. It's not that great. Oh, it also has the sea moss, and I use the water from the sea moss in there. And so the water from the sea moss has given the whole thing, it just kind of threw off the flavor of the whole thing. So it's not that great, but without the sea moss water, it's decent. It's decent. It's decent. It's decent. It's decent. It's decent. I had a green drink yesterday with celery, kale, spinach, green apple, lemon, and ginger. That was good. This is all right. I just used too much sea moss water in there because I was like, why pour out all this? Because the way I've been doing it is I've been soaking my sea moss and then putting the sea moss inside the smoothies and just blending them up. And so I was like, why throw away this water when I could just put the water in my smoothie? But that wasn't a good idea. The water wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. So I'm telling you all that I first started thinking about this when I saw Lisa Nichols. I took a course from Lisa Nichols, and oh, I remember what it was. I went to during the pandemic. I went to one of Lisa Nichols she had like a what do you call this? She had a what do you call this? She had a meeting, like a convention during the pandemic. And I went, and most of the people who were on her panel were white. And I was like, what the F is going on? Because I've seen Lisa Nichols on panels, and she's like the only token black spiritual person there. And I'm like, where are all of us? We are out here and we are super spiritual and super connected to Mama Earth and the universe and all of that, but where are we? Why are we not represented in the spiritual realm? Why do we have all of these gurus writing all of these books and having all of these conventions, and they are categorically some of the most problematic people that exist? And I'm like, kelp instead of sea moss? Why is that? Send me a message on my website. I want to know why. I don't know much about kelp. I have taken a supplement before, but sea moss has been the holy grail for me. But so yes, so it first started dawning on me when I was watching Lisa Nichols, and then I was like, yeah, what's going on out here? Listen, Ayanna Van Zant is not spiritual. I don't know what's going on with her. She's actually very low vibrational, if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. I think that there's something going on with that woman that is not right. I don't know what it is, but even she, no. So nonetheless, I did want to come out and thank you all. I know I'm late into the broadcast because we got to talking about so many different things, but I wanted to thank you all for showing up and showing out over this past weekend in terms of support and supporting the channel, etc. I wanted to make sure that I came out and thanked you all because I was having a really hard time last week. I don't know what was, it was, I was just having a hard time. I'm human, right? And so I did a broadcast last week. $3 in cash apps came in, and when I just got tired of asking for support, and I just ended the broadcast and jumped offline. And there were some people who were really upset, and there were some people who were like, there was one person who was like, oh, this is gonna backfire on you. People are going to turn on you. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, look, I don't owe anybody my videos. I don't owe anyone my videos. I do not, like, in the same way, there were other people who were like, nobody owes you any cash app. We don't have to give you anything. We don't. And I'm like, no, Nobody has to give. No one has to give. No one has to give. You don't have to give support. I don't have to give videos. No one has to give. However, if we are choosing to be in a place in time together, participating in a thing, and a person lets you know how they can be supported, how they can experience support, right? Then it's up to you to figure out if you want to show up in this space and time with this person, and they let you know how they want to be supported by sharing the video, liking the video, thumbs up, commenting the video, sharing it in your WhatsApp group, on Instagram. Sharing the video helps. It helps it get into the hands of more people. Giving the feedback with apples, letting me know that you all support the broadcast, right? Because trust and believe, it's not a money thing. It's not the money. It's really a matter of, for me, at that time, it was like, I'm doing this topic that I don't really want to do. Yes, energy exchange. Thank you. I'm doing this topic I don't really want to do, right? Are people hearing me? Are people feeling me? Are people enjoying the topic? And then when people were asking me to teach and go into these lessons that I've done in other videos, but they want me to specifically sit down and teach this again, and all while sitting back without participating in an energy exchange, without even commenting to drown out the toxic, abusive comments that come in, right? And I'm like, it just felt really one-sided. Like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And I had to spend some time to really just kind of search within my soul, right? I had to spend some time to just really kind of search within my soul and figure out what is it that was troubling me. You know, something else that was troubling me. So this is what was troubling me also. Because somebody else commented and she was like, gas is high. People don't have money, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And this is a lie. This is really a lie. People have money to contribute to what it is that they choose to contribute to. Because I told this person, I guaranteed them, I was like, I bet you if I pulled out some tarot cards and started doing some tarot readings live and charged even $50 per reading, that my queue would be sold out. It would be sold out. I have seen people have a dollar. People have the ability to share a video. People have the ability to comment. People have the ability to thumbs up. Like, look, we have 300 people on this video. How many thumbs up does the video have? How many thumbs up does the video have? There's 300 people on YouTube, 40 on Facebook. And so you see, my Facebook page has 1 million subscribers on it. Out of the million, 41 have been able to come over on Facebook. So this is what I'm saying. The title of this video is Thank You. So the Facebook algorithm and the AI have decided that they do not want to push certain videos, even to the people who have, of their own volition, liked my page, right? Borna is saying, no, we don't have the money. As a collective, right? As a collective, we do have the money. Every single individual person doesn't have money at any given time, but you have the ability to thumbs up. Bornia, did your ass thumbs up this video? Bornia, I want you to answer that question since you want to get up on my radar, right? I want you to answer that question, and I want you to answer it honestly, because there may be a block party coming up. Because if your black ass is going to sit here talking about you don't have the money, do you have a thumbs up? That is free. I want you to tell me, please, Borneo, Borna, whatever your name is, because I'm going to put my hand right here on the block button. And I want you to answer whether or not you have thumbs up the video. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So Lovely is saying 336 watching, 150 liked. So you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? So how much did the thumbs up cost? This is what I'm saying. It's a mentality. It's a mentality of a person who does not want to give. They do not want to show up. They do not want to contribute. They do not want to support, because even something as small as a free thumbs up, they won't do. And so I'm looking, Borneo, where is your answer? I'm looking because I have my finger right here. Oh, no response now? No response? And then so Ultimate Enigma is saying people want something for nothing, right? All right. Borna is saying it's easy to say thumbs up the video. You know what's even easier than that? You're going to have the name Diva in your name, talking about how... Hey, listen, that's enough. You're out of here. You're done. Finish. It's as simple as that. I didn't miss the second answer, and that's the one that got her blocked. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Is anybody else who wants to go to the block party? Let me know, because I see that there's a lot of people who got, listen. Listen. All right. So nonetheless. Listen, let me so nonetheless, I wanted to listen. All right. Which music? The one for the block party? Did you not hear it? All right. So listen, I did, hold on, let me go ahead. Let me give a thank you to the people who contributed over the weekend and after that video, and people who came through and just showed support, sent positive messages behind the scenes, and sent uplifting words. There was one particular young lady who said that my video saved her life because she had an end date in mind. And I'm going to read that comment for you all because I think it's important, right? Wait, no, we didn't. The guy dancing. I don't know what you're talking about. The block party music. You all didn't hear the block party music? I need confirmation on that. All right. So I'm going to read the apples that we have gotten in real quick, right? All right. So Joy sends 555 and says for support. Keisha sends 1111. Kelsey says supporting the channel. Shanti sends $1 and says, let's have bowl therapy. I know that's right. The only issue is that there's certain frequencies that are not being able to be heard by the microphone. So the singing bowl, I need to fix some settings up behind the scenes. Cheryl says, exactly, you don't owe us anything. Dorothea sends $1 and says, because I have $1. Crystal sends $5, right? Let me refresh this. All right. So I want you all to see, this is what I want you all to see, that even though a lot of comments have come in, this right here has equated to $19, right? It's not the money. It's not the money because it's not the money. It's really the intent. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, so oh, I see some more coming in. So it's like it's the intent. It's the being in a space where people are like, well, yes, I want to, show my support in the ways that I can or whatnot. But if you're not going to share the video, if you're not going to like the video, if you're not going to comment, comments that contribute to the broadcast to drown out all of the effery that's out there, then what is it that we're all doing here? Why are we live? Why are we live? Why are we live? I'm gonna open up the phone lines. But before we do that, let me check the last few apples that I heard some coming in. Oh, Crystal sends $5 and says they mad. You're so cute. Thank you, Crystal. All right. Let me read this comment for you all, and then I'm gonna open up the phone line so you can get ready to call because where's the thing? I had it, but I think I lost it.
When you
I don't know what happened to it. I had it open in a thing, but now it is gone. And I don't know where it went, but I'll just go back and maybe Vivi Comedy says we are live to heal. No, I'm saying, why are we on this broadcast live? Why are we all here in this moment in time when we don't have to be here in this moment in time? I could just upload the videos afterwards. We don't have to be in the same space at the same time. But if we are going to be in the same space at the same times, what are we going to do to make use of this moment of being live? I'm going to have to search for the comment again. Give me one moment. I have to search for this keyword, right? All right, I just found the comment. What? Wait, what? The comment is, hold on. Let me search again. Let me search again. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I dash or L dash is saying people want to feel like someone understands them. Mm. Wow, the comment is gone. That is really interesting. That is really interesting. The comment is gone now. I wonder what happened. Since I've been live, the comment is not coming up. And I don't know how did it go because it was just here. Okay. I just did another search and I found it again, but I don't know why it wasn't coming up, right? here. OGK is saying, I'm here, Tonya. Can I call in? I'm not sure who you are, OGK, but I'm going to be opening up the phone lines in just a moment. So let me read this comment first, and then we'll go from there, right? So here's the comment. It came in on my video the other day, the one where I was talking about how I was burnt out. And she says, Tonya, this is Dem from Tech Squad. I didn't know all this happened when I introduced myself the other night. And she says, I'm sorry this is happening. I want you to know I strongly believe you saved my life. I had plans and a February deadline. Your videos arrived just in time. I bought your book, recommended it to everyone, joined the Tech Squad, and things are improving. I will tell you more in the background. One of my goals is to send at least one super apple, hopefully many, and watch you dance joyfully. It makes me so sad you are not appreciated how you should be. I'm not in the US, so can't send apples yet. I will have to look into the PayPal again. It seems like a long process. You deserve millions for the work that you do. Now, this is a comment that was free to write, and she wrote it from her heart to let me know that I was appreciated. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that something that I'm doing is reaching people, and that there is a need, that there are people who are benefiting from my work and from my time, etc. So, but Deb, you said you're not in the US. Do you need to call in on WhatsApp, or can you call in on the US number? Right? Crystal is saying, I never understand why people get on a page with content they don't like. The topics here I like very much. Yes, thank you. I'm going to open up the phone lines. Dem, let me know if you need WhatsApp. That might be a little process because I haven't connected the WhatsApp in a minute, and we were having audio problems. The week before last, we were just having so many audio problems. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, here, phone lines are open. There we go. 323-488-3149. Let me see if the WhatsApp is, let me see if that's even connected. Let's see. Let me see if the WhatsApp is connected. Nope, it's not connected. So I need to connect it. Give me one moment. You know what? Let's jump to a quick break while I connect this WhatsApp, and then we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Oh my Lord, this is a process. This is a whole process. I'm just letting you all know this is a whole process. I was able to scan the code. I was able to link the device. But then they're like, oh, there's a new WhatsApp. So now you have to download this new WhatsApp. And so now I just downloaded the new WhatsApp. Now it's like, get started. And now it's telling me to scan the code again. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So now it looks like it is complete. Okay. So create a call link. What is this? Send link via WhatsApp. Copy link for voice call. Okay, let's see. Copy link. Wow, I didn't know all. So this is new here. Dem, this is the link right there. Please leave that for Dem to use. Okay. So the telephone number is 323-488-3149. That is the telephone number, Dem. So so let me see if this is going to work because it hasn't. Let me see if the settings. It's so difficult here. Dem, there's the link that it says if I gave you that link that you should be able to call. So let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. I'm gonna. I don't know if there's some issues with calling through the WhatsApp and adjusting. Let me see. Hmm. General account notifications, personalization, storage, shortcuts, help. It doesn't seem like if there's any way to really kind of set up the phone part to make sure the speakers are all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to answering regular phone calls until I get some feedback from them to know what's going on. So 323-488-3149. Miss Hazel is saying, Tonya, you are loved and needed in this world. Thank you. You're so sweet. We appreciate you and what you do for us, and you look beautiful and well rested today. Hugs. Thank you. Big hugs to you too. Thank you for all your content. It really helps me think deeper in myself and makes me see different points of view, which helps a person like myself. Thank you. You know what? I appreciate that. And I encourage, this is what, honestly, I encourage you all to comment these types of comments more often if that's how you feel. Because if you don't comment these comments, then the vast majority of comments are people telling me to stop making content. People were telling me that I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind, that I'm toxic, that I'm a feminazi, that I'm a femcel, and all this other crazy foolishness. And it's like, if you don't let your voice be heard, and it's like, if we want to talk about pouring into people, I can't pour from an empty cup where my cup, like, imagine if I'm pouring pancake batter onto the grill to make some delicious griddle cakes, and people keep punching the cup out of my hand. I'm trying to pour a cup and people keep punching it, but the people who enjoy the pancakes are not saying anything, and they're just letting these people punch the cup out of my hand. I can't continue to give from a cup that's empty. And so if you enjoy my content, you have to. Oh, what's this? It started ringing, but then it stopped. Why did it stop? Huh. Let me see. Hmm. says no call history, but we saw the call start trying to come through. So I don't understand. What is going on my camera? Okay, I'm sorry. This thing just wouldn't focus on my face. You're trying to call? You know what? Send me, OGK, send me a message on WhatsApp, a chat message, and then I'll try to call you from the chat message or try to dial your number. So let's do that. Oh, I feel like this is really kind of fumbling and all over the place. But I'm trying. So send me a message, my dear. Send a chat message. Um okay, so she heard my message, so she says okay. So let's see. And so, oh, for those of you who are wondering, I was able to get an appointment with a therapist. So it's like 2 weeks from now, but it's still better than nothing. At least I was able to at least get the ball rolling. The only issue is that this person is also a faith-based therapist. I'm gonna give her a try, but I have found, because the last therapist I had was a faith-based therapist, and people who have a fundamental belief about what makes a person's life better. I have found that sooner or later it starts to bleed over into their guided point of view. And I don't want a person who has Christian ideals attempting to influence me with what it is that they learned from this book. You know what I mean? I don't want that. So, but I'm gonna give this woman a chance. You know, I'm gonna give her a chance and see. So I have an appointment, and so we'll go from there. You know, I'll probably I just so yeah, yeah. And so there was somebody who gave me someone from the tech squad who gave me a page to search for black female therapists. And the only issue is that the black female therapist has to be accepted by my insurance company. So here we go. I'm waiting. Oh, here's the thing. Let me see if I can call you. Let me see if I can call you. Yes. It says let it use your microphone. Yes. It's calling from a whole different screen. Is this coming?
Hi,
Hello?
hi. Good afternoon.
Hey, is this OGK?
Huh?
Is this OGK?
Is this what?
OGK, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, ma'am.
Is this OGK?
This is a caller. This is the person responding from Trinidad.
Okay. Can you
This
hear
is just
me?
a yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, ma'am.
Okay. I'm trying to find out if this is Dem slash OGK.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. What is it that you called to say?
No, I just called to say hello and I love your channel. I love your content and everything you post make a lot of sense and so on. So I've been listening to you.
Okay. 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 All
Yeah,
right. Well, thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yes, I
Thank you.
appreciate your call as well. You stay good and keep good and have a pleasant evening.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay. So OG, I don't see a message from you. 323-488-3149. You all are so rude. This person called in to spread love. Why are you telling me to hang up? Remember, this is a knockout calling, and she's calling to spread love. So don't be like that. Don't be like that. Because you know, sometimes with these international calls, there's a lack of clear connection. So oh my goodness. I got some sun and my skin really loves the sun. So I've been using sun and my vitamin E oil to just really just take my skin to the next level. We have not done our vitamin E sale for the year. I need to rent a space. I need to rent a sterile space that I can store boxes in and ship from. And so if I can find that in New York, and I need to rent a space that I can rent for just like 3 months. I don't want like a year lease and all of that. I just need 3 months. You know what? As a matter of fact, I wonder if I can call my old landlord and see whether or not he has a space that I can rent because I need the space to be sterile. I need to be able to store all of the boxes because you all remember part of what so when I closed TKO Skin, it was just very difficult to be able to get the vitamin E out selling it from home because I need to do 500 packages. Like you all don't play when it comes to this vitamin E. You all don't play. And so I need the space to be able to yeah, and not only that, I met a guy who is just super, super, super intelligent and he's not it's not a romantic interest kind of thing, but it was a thing that reaffirmed my belief that there are just really grounded, intelligent people to converse with, male kind. So yeah, so I'm excited about the prospect of, I know that there are some content creators out there who want you to stay single forever or date other women or just give up on men altogether. And if you have the space and capacity to love a man, they will call you a mammy. I know that there's some content creators out there who don't want us to have romantic relationships with men. I want us to have romantic relationships with the right men. You know what I mean? I want us to have romantic relationships with men who are vibrating high and men who have something to offer you, the men who have been doing the internal work. You know what I mean? So you want to know my moon and all of this? I told the people behind the scenes what my moon and sun signs were. So if you all don't know publicly, it's because that information is private. Private.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, you're on the air live with
Hi.
Tonya. Is this Dem/OGK?
This is Dam, yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
I can. I can. Wonderful. So we finally got you on the air. All right. So
Yes,
talk to
sorry
us.
about that. I'm not great at technology.
Oh.
So I'm just sorry. I do Uber Eats for money, and I'm just in the middle of a delivery. I'm just about to deliver, but if you're okay, I'm okay to talk. If you're okay to just hear me saying, "Here's your food," and running off.
Okay, well, go ahead. You got to do what you got to do. I ain't going to get in between a woman and her money. Or a dog
But
and its bowl. I know better than that.
indeed. Yeah, so I just like my comment said, I believe you saved my life because I've really been through it this last few years.
I'm so sorry, Dem. So
Just with
I'm so sorry. Give me just one moment. While you're delivering the food, I just need
yeah.
to address somebody real quick, right? Because I just said something and they're responding to it. I don't want to forget. So just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay, okay.
There's a person, Cutie Pie Caramel, that says, I don't understand how holding men accountable must mean that we need to hate them. And I don't know if you're talking about my comment, but I'm not talking about the content creators that hold men accountable because men need to be held accountable. What I'm talking about are the content creators who are telling you stay single, don't date men, date women, be by yourself. All men are or all men are bad, this, that, and the other. And I just don't believe that. And if a content creator expresses that they don't believe that, people will call that person, that content creator, a mammy or a male worshiper. And I believe that we can have healthy relationships with men. I just believe that they need to be vetted, that they need to be vetted. And some people think that it's in males' nature not to be able to be good people. And I just personally don't believe that goodness of a person is predicated on their race or gender. That's how I feel. So, nonetheless, let me jump back to the call. All right. So, Dem, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. So I was just saying that yeah, I've had a rough time after the pandemic. Or because of the pandemic, I got like this like bug infection, skin infection. I had to sell my house. I had to throw away all my like my mom who passed in 2017 had to throw away all her stuff for good furniture. Like it was really heartbreaking. I'm a fitness instructor, I guess, by trade. And all the gyms closed down. So can you still hear me okay? I'm outside.
No, I cannot. It sounds like you are Dorothy and your house is being picked up and spun to go to Oz.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna give the person their food and then I'll be back with you.
Put us on mute. The wind is too much.
Okay, well I will.
Oh goodness. Mute! Mute! Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay, she muted us. All right. So so some people are saying this. If you haven't come across those content creators, that's wonderful. But I have seen, and their channels are getting quite large. But I have seen, how do you know this person is in Canada? Can you tell from the accent? Or that's very interesting. But yeah, this person is Canadian. Very interesting. But yes, I have seen other content creators and their message is growing. One content creator says that you don't need, even as a grown woman, that you don't need to be thinking about men. You shouldn't want to date men. You shouldn't want to have children, that Jesus needs to be your man. And I'm like, and this is a person who has already had a child or children. She has already given birth. But for you, she's saying that you shouldn't want to have a family. You shouldn't, that Jesus needs to. And I'm like, um, I just want us to, I just want us to, Mel is saying, stop trying to multitask, focus on the call. Don't type your comment on the screen. I could focus on the call if you wasn't typing, Mel, so don't type. Let's start there. All right, Demi is back in the house. Okay, so talk to us. Talk to us.
Yes. So as I was saying, so I had I would call it a thriving like fitness business. I did about like 20 to 23 classes a week. I was able to live off of it. I made a decent enough living. And that all went away, of course. And then when I came back, the locations that I used to work at wouldn't take me. So everything was just a mess. My body was a mess. My health was a mess. I lost the family home. I don't know, just everything was bad. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm listening. I'm just nodding my head. I didn't want to interrupt.
So of course I went into depression, and I've always just been different. I don't know if you remember from my introduction the other night, I was telling you about the BM, the Myers-Briggs test for personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
When
was
we were
saying that
behind the scene, text notification squad, shout out. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, 1010. Yeah. So I've just recently discovered that, like the last 2 weeks, I recently discovered about those type of personalities. It's like there's 16, and the one that I believe I am, that I've taken the test for, it says that I'm very rare. So I'm rare in as in there's only I think like 800,000 in the world of that type of personality. So people don't come across it often. So my whole life, people have just been misunderstood. And then I've been, shunned and bullied and called all types of things because people always mistake my motives because they're not the same motives of like what motivates me doesn't motivate other people. So I've just always been the odd person out, even in my family. So just living almost 40 years like that, and then to have built a business, and then to have lost the only person that really like knew me and understood me and I believed loved me, which was my mom. I was just like, what am I doing here? Like, what is this world about? I don't get it. Like, things that make other people happy don't make me happy. Like, people don't understand me. I'm so nice to everybody, and not because I like want them to like me, just because that's how I am. And either people think I'm being false, or people think I'm trying to win people's approval. Like, it was just a mess. Like, I was having the worst time, and I was like, even the one thing, fitness, that was making me happy, that I was happy to be able to do that as a living, fell apart, and I couldn't get it back. Like, I had a trainer that I paid for to teach me yoga, Pilates, and bar. It's about a $3,500 training. I paid her half the money before, like, this was before the lockdown, and then we were locked down. And then when I went to restart the training with her, she gave me the runaround, and I wasn't able to complete the training, which means I can't, teach classes that are yoga, Pilates, and bar. So everything was just a mess. So like I said in my comment, I made a plan, I made a date. I said, if things don't improve by this time, I'm doing it. Like, there's no reason to be here. Like, yes, some people, there are people that love me, my nieces and nephews, my sisters, my brothers, but they have their own lives. They can't sit around and like make my life happy. Like, I can't spend 24/7 with them in order, to feel fulfilled.
So trigger warning, we are
I
talking about unaliving. That's what we're talking about.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then I don't even remember what the first video was of yours that I saw, but it came across my page and I saw it, and then I just like watched you for a week straight. So this would have been like back in January. I even the job that I went back to, that I was like lucky enough to be able to go back to, even that started not working out for me, and my manager actually like forced me to take a medical leave of absence, because I was just going to take like a week off, and she's like, no, you need a medical leave. And at first I was very upset with her, but then I was just sitting at home not doing very much and watching nonstop YouTube, and up you popped. And then I was so mad at the algorithm, because I was like, how has she been on for 15 years and I didn't know? Like, I was so upset, because everything you were saying is all what I'm about. I'm like, self-love, like that's what everyone should do. And I would go out in the world and try and tell people that, and they'd all look at me like I'm crazy. Like, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, it's so to have you represent someone who cares about others and comes from a place of, no, you fix yourself first, stop looking at the world and like trying to like pointing fingers, and just concentrate on yourself and do what's best for you. Just that alone was like amazing to me. And so I bought your book. I recommend your book to everybody. I told them all that I wish that I had, because I had money from when we sold our house, but that's all gone now. But I wish that it had been just a month earlier, because I would have bought a case of your books and just given them out to people. That's how like much I was like, this is amazing. Like, yeah.
Oh wow.
And
so
then,
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ask any question.
No, I was gonna ask if you had done the book.
Yeah, I finished the book probably. I know you said to do like 1 or 2 a day. I probably finished it in like a week. And then I do it every day. I did it this morning. I write it down. If I miss a day, like even when I realize when I get out on the road, I'll think of one of the sayings, and I'll say it, like just say it to myself. And then also what I do, because I've tried meditating, but I'm like, sometimes you just can't do it. So there's like an audio book that also has like, it actually has like the music, or like there has sounds that help you, like frequencies, that's what they're called. It actually has these affirmations set to frequencies. So I listen to that while I'm writing your affirmations, and then sometimes I write some other affirmations. But yeah, it just from that alone, it changed my life. I got like happier. I got like not like happy, like not like anything changed. I didn't have more money, more job, nothing. Like my car, like nothing changed, but I felt better. And then that I was able to go see a doctor and get on some medication, even though I had already started feeling better. I said, let me, like, because I wasn't even able to go to a doctor. Like everyone was like, like talk to your doctor, go on medication, go call a therapist, do this, do that. I couldn't do anything. Like I sat in my room and didn't talk to a soul for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So just from your book, I was able to get out. I was able to call a therapist, which didn't work out, but I'm looking for a new one. And I was able to call a doctor, which also didn't work out, but that's okay. Me and him hashed it out, and like we're on good terms now. And then the next thing that happened is, well, the therapist did recommend a good book, which, if you don't mind, I'll say like the name of it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's called Don't Feed the Monkey Mind. It's for anxiety, and it's like a completely different way of looking at anxiety than we typically have. So it just basically says like anxiety is a natural response to our environment that was useful to us many, when we were like living in the wild and stuff, right? So it would alert us to something being wrong so that we could adjust, so that we could survive. But now we have so much stimuli that we're always on edge. We're always trying to survive, even though these things aren't actually a threat to us. So for example, if you're always like anxious about talking to people, it's because we need like biologically we need people to survive, and we know that, right? But we don't need everybody that we come in contact with. But our monkey mind, because it's kind of like your lizard brain, it just does stuff, it's not rational. Our monkey mind doesn't know that this person is not important, but this person is. It's just, people are important, please everybody. So when you can't do that, then you get anxious because you think your survival is at stake. So anyways, if you can get the book, it's on Audible. It's amazing. It gives you like things to do and ways to think, and like that also changed. And then watching more of your videos, and you mentioned the conversations with God. So I listened to that, and that was also like amazing, because that's how I've also thought about like God and religion and everything. Like, everything that he was saying in the book, I was like, exactly. So that was great. Yeah, and then like I said, like it's just been like steps and steps, and like I didn't even know. If you saw me from like the beginning of January till now, it's like a different person. Like now I'm out here, I've had the best time this week because I'm confronting people. I had a big, Ray to the ism situation happen at a bowling alley. I gave them what for. I had this quote unquote friends group that's like falling apart now because I'm like, people are telling their truths, and like one lady is gonna have to confront her like internalized isms. So like it's all, and then I like spoke up in my family group about my dad because he went off on like LGBTQ people, and I was like, not you saying this when you did this, that, you choke your children, you beat your wife, you did terrible things to your daughter who was molested. I say, oh no, not you. Like not you. I said it in front of the whole family, and it's been like I'm now excited for life. Like I'm excited to see like what I'm going to do, like how I'm going to like basically like be part of the team that I believe like you're on, like the team that's going to like change the world, and like like help all these people that have been traumatized, help them heal, help them live better, help us all like live better together. I'm actually excited. I think it might be the first time in my life.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it really started with you. And that's why I was so upset at your video, seeing how upset you were. I was like, what are people doing? Like, do they like, and I understand now because I understand the personalities. They really misunderstand you. That's why they think, oh, you're fake, or they think you're a narcissist. Like they're projecting all these things on you because they don't know what to do with a person like you because they don't come into contact with that often, right? They like someone who's actually genuinely interested in the betterment of other people with like yes, you would appreciate us like giving to you, but you're not doing it solely for that. You're not being manipulative. You're not out here like the rest of the world. They're like, this can't be. Like it's so foreign to them. They can't fathom it. So instead they bring it down, right? Instead it's just like a bully, right? Like a bully in school. They're actually jealous that you have a happy family, so they bully you, right? So they're actually jealous that they can't be like you, Tonya, or that like they don't understand it. So instead they're causing you trouble, which is I try and I can't watch your videos live, so I try and like download it after and I watch it while I'm driving my Uber, and I always I try and comment, and I try and do my part is what I'm saying. When I had two pennies to rub together, I joined the tech squad. like so just thank you. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you saying that. Your message really came in at a good time when I was feeling really low, and one of the things that was really kind of startling to me was that there are many people who love to watch and they love to receive, but the moment that I was feeling low, the jackals came out to try to feast on me. They tried to feast. And so I was like, I'm human just like anybody else. I have good days, I have bad days, I have up days, I have down days. But on the day that I was down, these jackals started coming out talking about how I'm never gonna this and never gonna that, and people are gonna unsubscribe and people are not gonna contribute and this, that, and the other. And I think that it's a lot of projection about people who are not able to speak up about what it is that they want. People who they're like, well, I give of myself until I'm ragged and torn down. Why don't you? Without asking for anything in return. And it's like, we can't really talk about these men who use and abuse and toss us aside when we're doing that to one another. Use, abuse, and toss aside, and then say you don't deserve more than what it is that I'm giving you. And people don't see how they perpetuate the behaviors that they're speaking against.
Yes, people are very unself-aware, if that makes sense. They're not aware of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really
Of their own
appreciate
actions.
I appreciated your comment when it came in. I read that and I was like, wow, I wonder how many other people out there, because when you say that you set a date, and that a date to, to on a live, and my videos came in right on time. This is part of the reason that I ask people to share the videos, because the videos, when you share the videos, you get the video into other people's algorithm. And so that's it's so important. I don't know how you were able to come across the video. How did that even happen?
Well, that's the other thing. Like I completely know and understand why you don't want to talk about the like popular things that are happening because they are ridiculous and toxic. I agree. But it was probably something like that. It was probably something that I was like, wait, what now? Like,
Okay.
he did what? And then I came across yours, and then the way you handled it, I was like, now this is how it should be done, not all these, people just being equally as toxic or like equally as judgmental.
Yeah.
And yeah, your whole like, no, use this situation to think about yourself. Like I actually like did that, and I was like, oh yeah, I might say this, I might, like it just there was so much personal growth, is what I'm trying to say. There was so much growth, and so I was like, I have set your videos to like everybody I know. I try and like, but like because people don't know the content of it, and the videos are long, that they don't, they're not going to play it. So I try and say, play it while you're driving or while you're doing
Well, I
whatever.
have
I
another
try and
page, the Tanya TKO clips, to get people hooked. That way you send them a
yes.
little clip, and then, and then they get a little bite size, and then the next thing you know, they're an addict.
Yes, so I think that was around when you really started putting those clips out that I came around, but it was like just after or just before that. But yes, I do send those as well. But
Okay,
whether they
wonderful.
even watch the videos at all, because the other thing is people are very. I think what part of the like pushback you get is that people. My observation of people in general, no one specifically, is that it's really hard to look at yourself, especially when you're especially if you have to like unpack any type of system, any type of
Mm,
patriarchy. Like it's a big ask, and we haven't as a society developed that in people, like really being introspective and really like looking
mm,
at yourself and like improving that way.
mm-hmm,
So uh, people might think they want to, but once they actually start, it becomes uncomfortable, right? And then
mm,
instead of like continuing, because I quit so many times, right? Like I quit, I've been doing therapy since I was 16. I'm 39 now, right?
okay.
And there's so many times where like it got to a hard part where I had to face something, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm out. I'm out. I can't face,
Mm,
whatever it was. So I think that happens a lot. And but again, because people aren't aware, like they don't like. I was just like, I know this is me being afraid of confronting this, so that's why I'm leaving. I think that some people, instead of doing that, it turns to anger, right? Because
mm.
yeah, it turns to anger, and then they that's what they project onto you. So yeah, I don't know, like,
Yeah. You know
don't take
what?
those
I I
people
I
on.
appreciate I appreciate I appreciate that because I it's difficult to be able to change a program that you're not aware of. You know what I mean? It's
That
difficult. Like me, I did not know what it looked like to maintain health and being in shape. I did not know what that looked like. I did not know that that looked like exercising 5 days a week and exercising even when I didn't want to, and exercising and getting up and exercising even when I was tired, or I didn't know that what it looked like. I didn't know that it looked like creating a program where you have to strength train and you have to do this and you have to do that. I didn't know. Like for us as Black people, we're just supposed to spontaneously be Mozart level good from the time that our finger touches a keyboard. We're supposed to be the most errorless people and know how to do everything perfectly without really trying. It's like people don't cultivate they don't cultivate a the expectation of work and trying and perfection when it comes to us as Black people, as Black women. So yeah, so I appreciate that. So yeah, you're right. But you know what? I I
yeah,
I really can only focus on the people who are willing to see whether or not there may be a program.
absolutely. And like the others will come along. Like my thing is like, so for example, the racism issue that I was talking about that happened at bowling, everyone was like, oh, the guy was being belligerent, like he's not gonna listen, he's not like, you're not gonna change anything. I'm like, that's not my goal, is not to change the person in this moment. My goal is to be a stepping stone for them to get there, right? Like
Mm,
for them, maybe they'll have this type of interaction over and over and over, and they'll be like, okay, if I keep having the same thing, maybe I should like stop for a second and think about it. Or maybe there'll be a
mm,
certain like, do you know what I mean? So like, just if I were to like give advice unsolicited, I would like just keep doing what you're doing. These people, they'll change or they won't change, or like they'll go away and then something else will happen to them. And so that was is the other thing that our personality type has to like struggle with. It's like we
okay.
want to make these changes in people's lives, but we're not going to see it, right? Like
Got you.
sometimes
Yeah.
we do change their
Just
lives,
the
but we don't see
seed.
it out. If I Yeah, if I
Yeah.
may give just like one quick story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Zumba instructor. As part of like the fitness I teach, is one of the classes I teach. I went to a newcomers community center through my work. They were like, go, go, there's their last day of like newcomer program or whatever, go do a little Zumba, make a little party, right? So I went, but I'm always late everywhere I go. I know, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So
Mm-hmm.
I got there late and someone was already teaching. And I said, I was like, oh, and they're like, oh no, she's one of the newcomers, but she has done Zumba like in her country, but she's afraid to start doing it here, right? So it was a lovely girl. So I actually wanted to give them little. I am in Canada. I wanted to give them little maple leaf, uh, like flag pins, or flag pin basically. But I had forgotten them at home because I was rushing. So I went back home, got them, and when I went home, I brought an extra Zumba DVD that I had gotten by mistake. So I gave
Mm-hmm.
it to her, and I said, here's more like songs you can practice and learn on, and then go teach a class. And I gave her like a plan of how to like start, and that was it. Like I would think I would never see this person again. Well, a couple years later, she's hired on to the place that I work at, and then we're working for like maybe a year or two together before she's like, hey, Dem, do you know that you're like, I'm the person you gave the DVD to? And I was like, what? And like it was actually her introducing me to her mother that she then told me that story. And I was
Oh,
like, you
wow.
were the person? And we were like, I was like in tears. And she was like, yeah, because now I've seen, we've been around each other for 2 years, and like, I've seen her growing, I've seen her going to school, I've seen her like just flourishing. And to know, and she's like, yeah, you changed, you made me confident to 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 do Zumba, which made me confident to do other things. And I was like, so she tells me that all the time, like, like I basically like launched her into like Canadian like working system. But
Wow.
had it not just been happenstance that she got hired to the same place as me, like I would never know that I had all that impact on someone's life, right?
Mm.
So like that's the thing. Like we're gonna impact people, and we're not really gonna see the results all the time. So
Mm. That's
that's why it
interesting.
was
Thank
important for
you.
me to leave that message for you.
Thank
But
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. People want to know
you're
your
welcome.
zodiac sign.
Virgo.
Somebody was betting you were a Cancer. Okay. How
Uh,
funny. Well, you know what? I appreciate you writing your comment. I appreciate you giving, the jewels that you gave behind the scenes in the tech squad. I appreciate you calling in and leaving us with this thought that yes, we never really know when we touch a person's life in a certain way, and we never really know once you plant the seed what that seed grows into, once
mhm.
you walk away from that. So that really gives me a tremendous amount of perspective, especially for my videos, which have been viewed millions of times. It just seems like the most pervasive comments are the ones from people who dislike the videos. Like if you go over to Facebook, you'll see that there's a lot of people complaining and telling me that I shouldn't be making videos, that I need to stop making videos, blah, 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 blah. And so I guess, with the preponderance of just the amount of detracting comments, I guess sometimes it can get lost that maybe there are definitely people who have been assisted and helped that I have no idea who were touched by the videos, but they just may not comment, or commented that I didn't see the comment, or just drowned out by the many other voices. So Dem, I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
definitely. And
Mhm.
also, I'm sure you know this. Again, as humans, we're wired to pay more attention to the negative because it's the negative thing that's dangerous to us, right? So like out in the wild, we're not paying attention. Oh, it's sunny. Oh, that tree is beautiful. Like we notice, but that's not what makes the most impact on us. What makes the most impact is, oh, there's this, a big animal over there. Like we pay more attention to negative stuff by
Listen,
design.
listen,
And
listen,
again,
listen. I
right?
understand you saying that, but the vast majority of my comments are
Are
comments that
negative.
are, yeah, go to my Facebook page and take a look. You see, like sometimes I don't even broadcast
Oh no,
live on
I don't doubt
Facebook
you.
because
I don't doubt you. Just
mm,
also, but also that also impacts people not like people who are getting benefited. Like so, say when I first started watching you, right? If I don't think I think I was purposely not looking at the comment section because
yeah,
comment section on YouTube drives me crazy. I'm like, how did you get that from this video? Why are you thinking like that? How you like? So I was just like, you know what? I don't understand people. Stop looking at what they're saying. So I wasn't watching those comments. But had I been in that state of mind, my brokenness, and I'm seeing all those people saying that, that would have just continued to make me like confused
Mm.
about the world, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like people that are like that you're actually helping are either not looking at the comments at all, or if they do look at the comments, that makes them not want to comment because they don't want to have, they don't want that backlash coming at them because they know they can't handle it. They know that they're in their
Oh,
brokenness,
that's
right?
really
So
interesting. So a person who comments, but a person who comments positively, have you all found that people will then attack your comment for you commenting positively, that people will start latching onto you and lashing out? That's really interesting. I didn't think about
yeah,
that aspect of
not
it.
on Yeah, not on your channel since I started coming, but also what I do is I've turned off my notifications in YouTube that notify me that someone's
Mm-hmm.
responded to me. I only have it on for if someone likes my comment. So that way I just say what I have to say and then I leave it. And if people comment, if it starts a conversation, that's great. But it's not like I'm not in there because I've let like on other videos or before I did that, before I set that up. I have,
Mm-hmm.
said something nice about what somebody did. Oh, that person's just a this. They come after come after the person, and then as you keep going, they start coming after you, and like it's it's wild, right? So
Really?
I haven't seen it in your comment section because I think like most of the people come on live to like bother you in person, so they don't
Mm-hmm.
tend to come after. but but yeah, they people are just like you always say. Oh, I don't know if you always say this, but a lot of people are miserable. They don't know what to do with it. They can't face it or deal with it or do the work basically, so they just
Yeah.
get the pleasure wherever they can, which is usually making trying to make other people feel bad. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so people that are being helped are sometimes too like still too down to be able to express that to you in comments and to be able to like come back at people that are on your
Mm-hmm.
back. But like if they're anything like me, they are behind you with pitchforks. They are like, don't mess with my girl. So I don't know if that image can like help you in the future to know that there are tons of us. Not, I'm pretty sure not even just Tech Squad, because there was a time when I couldn't afford Tech Squad, so I was still pitchforks behind you. But you
Yeah.
just didn't know I existed. So
I
I think
feel
you
that.
have
Thank you.
a million people that clearly they want to know about your information. Yes, some of them are trolls, but I don't think a million of them are. Like, I don't think the majority of them are. They're just, and sometimes they're busy. Sometimes they, leave for a while and don't watch your videos for whatever reason, and then they come
Yeah.
back. Oh, I have to tell you, when you went on vacation, I
Mm-hmm.
was so sad.
Why?
I know you needed to because I missed you. And I tried to watch, and my plan when you told us you were going was to watch old videos, but it just wasn't the same. And and the stupid algorithm, right? They push the people that are putting new stuff, and like they'll push, if you're putting new stuff as well, they'll push your old videos. So right, if I watch your new
Mm.
video, when this video ends, an old one will start. But if you're not pushing the new videos, the old ones disappear too. So every time I would
Really?
go to try and watch you, well, they disappear from being suggested. Yeah. So every time I would go and try and watch you, I'd have to like type your whole name in, and then when it does bring up your page, it brings up first all these videos that I've already seen. So I had to like scroll
Really?
through to find one I haven't seen. Yes. And so it was just so much work to do all of that that I would
I
just
didn't
watch the
know that
first thing
that's
that was
how the
on there.
thing does it. Wow. Well, you know what? Thank
Well,
you for letting me know.
yeah. You're welcome. All right. All right.
All
I've taken
right.
up so much time. Thank you for letting me tell you all of this. I've been holding it in, and like I'm wanting to say it to you, and I'm so glad it came at the perfect time. I'm so
Well,
happy.
I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you have a great rest of your day, my dear.
You too.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye. All right. So, I appreciate that. Let's jump to a quick break. I you know, I had the opportunity to visit a friend at work yesterday. And I realized that our societies are set up for us to be sitting down for 9, 10, 12 hours a day. And I'm like, how can anybody stay in shape working in an office. Like, I don't even know how we're doing it. So I was there for not even that long, but I realized the flaw in this system, because we have got to stay moving. We've got to stay. So I felt some tense, not tenseness, but I felt some stiffness setting in as I was sitting here. And so I got up and did a little bit of movement. Let us, you know what? Let us play an upbeat song during the break. So we're gonna play an upbeat song during the break. Let me see if how we can do this. And then let us get up, everybody, and move your bumsy. I was just back here dancing. I forgot that's a short song. Well, you know what? Listen, get up with me and bust a groove with me. Come on, let's dance, everybody. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And then I'm gonna open up the phone lines again. Come on. Come on. Hey. We can row the boat on one side, and then we can row the boat. Here we go. That's a row. That's a row. Come on. Come on. We can row it to the front. We can ski. Come on, let's ski. And then we can row the boat on the next side. But I think it's important to just get everything moved. Hey, because you know what? If we don't move, we'll just spend so much time stagnant. You know what I mean? Woo! All right. So listen. Now that we have gotten a little bit of movement in, Linda, if you putting up emojis, that means you were not dancing. If you got up and danced with me, put up the number 2. Let me see the people who got up and danced. If you did not dance, put up a 0. That was fun. That was fun. All right. So I'm going to open up the phone lines, take 1 or 2 more calls, and then we're going to jump out of here. Wait, KN is saying, I rode the boat to my pantry and got cookies. Look, you know what? We can make jokes about this if we want to. This is your life and your health. And I see that a lot of people in our defense mechanism, that we make jokes about being out of shape, that we make jokes about not taking health seriously. But this is your life. So joke if you want to. Go eat your cookies if you want to. That's your life. There are people who did get up. So I'm glad that you got up and that you did something, you know, to just kind of get the juices flowing, keep the blood pumping, get fresh oxygen into your blood. And one of the things that I learned over this past year about what it takes to maintain health. Oh, I got to check the apples. I completely forgot about that. Okay, I'm going to check the apples. One of the things that it takes is really taking your movement seriously, really challenging your body, not making excuses, not being like, oh, well, you got to love me fat and just let out your belt. No, I learned that being healthy requires mindfulness about health. So Kay White is at work. Girl, Kay White, you don't have to wind up your backside, but you can get up and you can bend, touch your toes, and you can get up, do a squat down, and just keep things moving, even at your desk. There's no job that's going to stop you from being able to stand up and stretch to the left or right. Or, man, you don't have to go into a big whine, with the swing low, sweet chariot. You don't have to do all of that. But, get the movement. Okay. So let us see. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. We did miss some calls. So let me open the phone lines and then take the calls. Um Here. All right. I do walk and climb a hill for about 1.5 hours every day. Okay, listen. As long as you know that you're getting your movement in, because that's what it's all about. Because I know that sometimes we can laugh as a defense mechanism, but I think it's important. You know what? I want to buy a house and I want to build a gym inside my house, and I want to have kettlebells and all types of stuff, all types of Pilates and strength training and low ground movement exercises in there. All right. So perfect. We got AE is winding right now. Good. So here, telephone lines are open. Before we do the telephone lines, let me check the apples. Let me check the apples here. Here. All right. Okay. All right, let's check the apples that we have. Kalia sent $5 and says, "Little thanks for the risks you take and love you give for us." You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tiffany sends $1 and says, "I appreciate your work. Thank you, Tiffany." Kimberly sends $10 and says, "We can all send $1. Please support Tonya." You know what? I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate that. I am going to do my part, because you know what? It really isn't about the money. It really isn't. And I am going to be selling my lipstick packs and the vitamin E to be able to, to generate income to support the channel, as well as, doing other things. So I don't know what I was really just in a space that day. So I appreciate that. So Aja sends $1 and says, "Support first time, pronounce Asia." Oh, and I pronounced it all wrong. Asia. Thank you, Asia. Thank you. We got a first time apple in here. Ben sends $3 and says, "Appreciation, admiration, love you, TKO." Thank you. New York Barrage sends $25 and says, "Keep going, sis. Sub 10 for life." Okay. Does that text notification squad the 10? Okay. Mariana sends $1 and says, "For support." Thank you, Mari. Linda sends 2020 and with all of her emojis. I hope you were putting those emojis in as you were dancing, Linda. So we have the yoga hand, yoga sitting, angel dance. Looks like a hockey puck, a glove. Maybe the hockey puck is for Canada. The glove is for knockout. Cat, love, and then heart. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let me refresh to make sure I got them all, because sometimes it needs to refresh. Let me just make sure. Oh, yeah. Wow, there were some more. A lot more. Okay, Bevy sends 333 for appreciation. 80 sends $20. Kiara sends $2 and says, "I appreciate you. I appreciate all you do. Thank you." Jazz sends $10 and says, "Love your live." Zarosky sends 10. Anita says, "For your content is excellent. I love your honesty. Thank you." And Ultimate Enigma sends 133 and says, biggest lie is the lie you tell yourself. Self-aware. I know that's right. That is the biggest lie. The hardest one to come from underneath as well. Because, but I will say this about self-improvement. And it's like Kimberly sent $5 and says, "Love you, Tonya. Thank you. Thank you." And so we have brought in for this broadcast, we have brought in $149. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That more than supports the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I will say I wanted to talk about self-awareness and change. And I'm going to talk about this until the first call comes in. So the phone lines are open. So you can call whenever you choose to discuss whatever it is that you want. There's no real topic. I'm just talking about everything that we've talked about in terms of just being showing up in energy exchange and support and speaking up and letting it be known what you need and how when you're down the jackals come out and all of that. um Ooh, Cutie Pie Caramel says, "I sent an apple today. I would love to purchase makeup, oils, or jewelry." I don't have any jewelry, but that is interesting. Yeah, I can admit that I do need to create more avenues. Like when I was talking to Dem, and Dem was like how she listens to an audio affirmation with the music with my book, and I'm like, I should have been put out the audio version of my book. I should have been done that where people can listen to the audio affirmation. I need to oh, there's a call coming in right now. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from? I can't hear you. Let me pull this up.
Can you
All
hear
right.
me? Is
Okay,
that
I hear
better?
you now. I hear you now. Hmm.
Okay. Hello. I'm so excited.
Hey, Ma. What's your name and
I
where you
have
calling
been
from?
following you for 6 years, and I remember when I first came across, you were so bold in everything that you were saying, and it was almost mirroring my sentiments on just life and different things, especially dealing with the males and those things, and watching the changes you have gone through,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing someone that is a Black woman support therapy, that was just
Mm.
it for me, because that's when I had just started therapy,
Mm.
and I needed it so bad.
Mm.
I needed it so bad.
Mm.
And you were talking about it in a live, and I was like, I got to do something, because there was so many things needed that I needed
Mm.
to understand the way I was set up, why I did
Mm.
the things that I did, whether bad or good choices that I made.
Mm.
And therapy is my best friend. I advocate tires, tiresomely with my friends to just people some people get tired. Like I've had friends stop talking to me because of therapy. I have
Really?
family now. Yes. I'm sorry, but in the Black community, therapy is still a no-no. To want to face, we got to understand what made us who we are or who
Yeah.
we have become. What changes changed at what age,
Yeah.
different things, and being self-aware of your triggers. And what I recently learned is that as much as people can trigger you, knowing that you can be a trigger to someone else,
Mm.
and learning
Okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah,
And, you
absolutely.
know, dealing with molestation in the family and talking about it, like those are, I used to call it shelving.
Mm.
We shelve so much because we are told, Black women, you have to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
You have to carry the weight. It's like balancing the weight of the world on your
Mm.
shoulders and still forge forward. Never see
Yeah.
you break. Never let your guard down. Never, you ought to be strong.
Yeah.
But why do I have to be a black woman and be strong? Why
Yeah.
can't I just be a woman who's strong?
Yeah.
What makes it any different from any other woman in general
Yeah.
that has children, a husband, mom, just life, everyday life?
Yeah.
And that's when I got to start to want to get better, eat healthier.
Mm.
And me going to therapy, one of my closest friends, she went to therapy. Well, returned to therapy.
Mm.
Others, oh, they ran away, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
I that's okay. When I have to also learn that everybody comes to things at different times when they're ready to, and
Yeah.
you can't force it, even if you know it'll be healthy for them.
Yeah.
And people say this is a lot of things that it's just. My son is now in therapy.
Mm.
My daughter is in therapy. We had to go through the loss of a child. So my son, my youngest son, got killed, and just all of those things. And I
Oh
had to talk
wow.
to my mom about it,
Yeah.
and and not make her feel like she did anything wrong.
Yeah.
But also, mom, there were certain things that you didn't look out for when it came to certain people in her family.
Mm. Yeah.
And one of the biggest things was I was touched by her baby brother.
Oh wow. Your uncle.
And I was proud of myself because I remember a time only two people knew about that because it's as if you did something, even though you didn't do anything wrong, you did.
Yeah.
But as I remember the exact moment at 8 that I knew that was wrong, and thank goodness it didn't happen again. But I didn't tell I remember, like, I can't tell my mom because my mom loves her younger siblings so much.
Mm.
I'm 8,
Yeah.
worried about that. That shouldn't have been a worry. But then to go further and learn as I through this process that her mother, because my aunts, it's like a lot of them, there's like 12 of them,
Oh
but
wow.
two of my aunts actually knew, they suspected what happened, and he might have
Yeah.
touched me. And they said something to my mother's mother, and I can remember it like yesterday. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, he was moved out the state.
How old was he?
16.
Oh, he was I okay, so he was a teenager. Oh wow. Did
Yes.
anyone get him any damn help? Cuz just moving a person, oh my goodness.
No.
Oh my
She
goodness.
she and this is stuff that came out like later, like a few years ago, like because they're going through their damaged part of their life,
Mhm.
and so little hints of different things that they went through, like my aunt would catch herself at certain things she would
Yeah.
say to
Yeah.
me that they recognized that
Mhm.
we didn't go around um our uncle bruh because he looked at us weird, and when we said something, their mother, I call her their mother because you're not a great she never was, because she didn't like my father, so she didn't like me, and that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But he went on to be a predator, period.
Oh my gosh. So he was just starting out.
Yes,
Okay.
I I I even told my therapist, people get groomed. I didn't even get groomed.
Yeah.
He was just supposed to babysit me one day, and he just did that to me with no
Mm.
care in the world.
Wow.
And so he went on to become a predator.
I bet.
Um, and he got caught finally.
Good.
He went to jail for 10
Good.
years.
Oh, wow.
But instead of them protecting other people, they let him date a woman who had kids and grandkids. Like, he couldn't come around me. He couldn't, like, he went away and he stayed away. And then when I had my daughter, I would never let her go. No, you can't go around him. I'm still holding this secret. My husband knew, but nobody else. So when he got caught, he was
Mm-hmm.
like 30 something. He was a youth counselor at like a group home, and
Yeah.
he got caught messing with those 16-year-olds.
Oh my gosh.
He kept doing it, and I know that it was other people that he did that to.
Mm-hmm.
He just ended up getting caught. But then he did 10 years, and when he got out of jail, they didn't let him. He's a registered sex offender. He has to be. They let him use the wrong address because he had to be away from, all of that. They're
Yeah.
letting him use their address. And I always just say, wow, I have mental disorder, but he's a predator, and he gets to come to the family barbecue and nobody's upset, but y'all don't want me to say nothing. So like, y'all don't invite me,
Oh,
and that's
wow.
fine. But he was dating a woman who had kids and grandkids for years.
Mm.
And I'm like, nobody's going to say anything. And all of a sudden, they were together like 6 years, and out the blue, they broke up,
Of
and she just
course.
disappeared.
Of
I
course.
know in
How
my
how old
heart,
were the kids?
he
Were they
did
like
something.
teenagers or something like that?
They were teenagers and like 11. She had like grandkids. She had like 6 kids, so she had like kids at different varying ages. And he was
Mm.
around them, living in the house. She was loving on him and everything because at one point he only dated white women. But when he got caught with the messing with the white girls, he went to black women.
Oh, really?
But they had to have kids.
Oh my gosh.
And all of a sudden they just broke, the relationship broke up or whatever. And nobody, we don't know. And I'm saying in my mind, no, you know. And then he had grandkids. And I told them, you guys need to tell, his son is my cousin. I'm like, you know what your dad went to jail for. You need to be aware, and you need to let the mothers of your daughters know what he went to jail for.
Mm. Yeah.
And he started favoring one of his grandkids more than the other granddaughters.
Yeah. So we know what that was all
It's not much.
about. So what
It's
was so
not
what
much I
was so
can do.
what was the final resolution on all of it?
Nothing. They don't. That's why I'm excluded from. I'm kicked out of the family. Basically,
Really?
I'm kicked out of the family because I refuse to ever. No. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. When I say kicked out, my aunt was in a bad car accident. About 2 3 weeks ago. I never even knew it if it wasn't for Facebook. We all live in the same state. We live like within 3 4 miles of each other.
You're gonna have to find yourself a different family.
Oh no, there. What I learned through therapy, which I love it. That blood relations and family is also what you create and who you're around and who loves you and what you make. It doesn't mean that it's stable and it has to be.
Mm.
So they're my mothers. All of them are there or anything. But these people, I choose to not associate with them anyway. I did a long time ago
Mm-hmm.
because of a lot of just things that were just wrong. And so my mom, I had to tell my mom I felt sorry for her because she was the oldest, so she was made to help her mom take care of her the kids and those different things. And I just tell my mom, I love you, but and I'll never whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. But these things happened to me. My mom didn't find out that it happened to me until 2 years ago.
Oh
Her
wow.
reaction was, well, what am I supposed to do if you didn't tell me anything then?
And what was your response?
I said, I didn't ask you to do anything about it. But what I'm letting you know is this is what happened.
Mm.
Now that you are right. I didn't say anything, but I was a child.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have been made to be worried. I shouldn't have had the thought of choosing how you would feel over what happened to me either. And your mother knew what happened.
Mm.
And
Well,
she chose to get him
hold
out.
on.
Like,
Let's address that real quick. What do you think your mother could have done differently back in the days?
paid attention to how I went from being a child to a mini adult.
Oh, got you, got you, got you.
I literally started to change.
Somebody is saying
It's
music
like,
is playing. Hold on, hold on. Somebody said music is playing. Let me check all my settings and make sure that no music is playing. I don't know what they're talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't think there's any one thing. I was with my mom. I'm an only child. All those type of things. But I don't think it's any one particular thing that my mom did wrong because once again, she would have never, and she never knew. She never even suspected.
Well, you know
So
what?
I don't want to speak for her. I don't know.
You know, I when I was going through hypnotherapy school, we had to do this assignment one day. And this assignment, all I can say is just keep doing the work. This
Yeah.
assignment that I did, I don't even remember what the assignment was, but it was basically we had to go to a time in our lives and really and like kind of draw a picture of ourselves at this time. And I had an
Mhm.
epiphany that my parents didn't know what had happened to me. They didn't know. And I didn't
Yeah.
tell them. They didn't know, I didn't tell them. And so I I had this feeling on the inside about, all the things that they could have done differently and how they could have been more aware, et cetera, et cetera. But they didn't know.
They did.
Children,
They
children are
didn't. So I can't blame her.
children
What
are
am I gonna do?
resilient.
I can't.
Children are resilient, and they have the
Mhm.
ability to just really seem, because if you think about it, right? If you think about it, when we're going through inner turmoil, you know, we, especially when we grow with this turmoil, right? We know that the
Mhm.
turmoil is there. We're growing with it, and we can look back and see that there was this ever present turmoil. But if you think about the day to day, as children, we were probably still happy, still bouncing around, still going to, our little friend's birthday party, still going out into the fire hydrant in the summer, and all of this stuff. And so there are, especially back in the days without awareness, there are a lot of things that our parents could have missed because every day was not spent in misery. Every day we were probably just acting like normal children.
Yes. And you're exactly right because that's what I came to the conclusion. That's why I don't blame her, and I'm not mad at her. I didn't get mad at what she said because absolutely she's right. If I didn't tell her, she wouldn't have knew. I shelved it and I decided some things at too young that I shouldn't have had to decide. Like nobody will take any, do, those like battle. I call it battlegrounds.
Yeah.
And I know that it changed my perspective though on things because I was like, this can't be right. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong, but you know, we were so innocent at those
Yeah.
times. Like I said, we were still playing with
What
fire
can we do to
hydrants and
get this uncle? What can we do to get this uncle behind bars again?
uh statute of limitation when I looked up has gone. Um no one will um stand up and say anything. And because nobody knew, one person, my one of my aunts, she's already passed away. And my other aunt, she won't admit because she's went through trauma. So she won't admit what her trauma was. So, you know, what I felt vindication was when he went to jail, period. I to me, he did go to jail for me as well. Somebody, I hope, put a stop to him. You know, that's where I got more of a clarity of it.
Okay.
But I also know that it made me like change in weight. It's like a lot of those like psychological things. I remember when I started to lose weight, I had this epiphany and it hit me and I cried and I said, wow, different things. And so their mom had her 90th birthday party and I wasn't going. I was dropping my mom and my grandkids off. And he kept staring at me because I wouldn't speak to him. I wouldn't be, none of that. And it made me feel like an 8-year-old child with a
Mm.
predator because I had dropped 100 pounds. So and he just kept staring. Then what he said to me was, "Oh, Tonya, that's you? Oh, I didn't even know that's you." And I ran in my truck. I locked the doors and I called my husband crying. I
Mm.
released all of that 8-year-old right there. I felt 8 again, and I had not felt that type of fear all that time. But what I did do last year for myself, I talked to the 8-year-old me, and I wrote a letter.
Mm.
And I told my 8-year-old self, you did nothing wrong. You did excellent in handling yourself and what you were burdened with. You grew
Mm.
up
Yeah.
against all odds. You went to school, you got married, you had children, you survived cancer 3 times. Like
Oh,
I
wow.
literally wrote that letter to my 8-year-old self. And I said, because of you, I am stronger and more resilient because of what you did for me
Yeah.
at that time in my life.
You
And
know,
I
that's
thank
the
you.
importance. That's the importance of doing inner child work. I'm glad that you called, because this is definitely a reminder for me to, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, and I just thank you. And I love your losing weight journey. I love it. You look so awesome. You looked awesome then. I never cared, but I when you just said about we have to be healthier, I went through that same thing, and it's more of a challenge. People think it is to make yourself do those things, but it's so worth it, and it also helps you release negative energy out in a good way.
Yeah.
So thank you, and
You
I'm
know what?
so
Tell
glad I
us
got
your
to talk
name. We
to you,
didn't catch it in the beginning of the call and where you're calling from.
Tanya.
Oh, your name is Tanya, like mine? Is it Tanya or
Yes,
is it Tanya?
Tanya.
Uh,
But my mom pronounces it Tanya. She she thought I was a boy, so she just picked the name. So
I'm
she
just
said,
joking. But yeah, you know what? Thank you for calling in and opening your heart and sharing your story with us today. I really appreciate it. And these calls
um,
definitely do remind me about how I need to just really be vigilant with the mission, and the mission being to assist people, in the ways that I have trained myself to be able to assist people. And so,
yes.
yeah, so I appreciate that. And I definitely need
Oh,
to, I
appreciate
need to
you
get
more.
back on.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
I need
much.
to get back
Thank you,
on my
warrior.
path.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Have a
You
great
guys
rest
have a
of your
good day.
day.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye. All right. So I appreciate you all. Let us. Whew, thank you. I am going to get out of here. I am going to go find myself something to eat. I need something more substantial than just the smoothie that I had. I really want something to hit the bottom of my belly. I would love some potatoes, but I got to go to the grocery store for the potatoes. What time is it? It's already 4:30, so I think I'm going to be um in I need to get labels printed up for the books so I can send the books to fulfill the inventory at Amazon. I went to the Amazon fulfillment page to see, but they've changed some of their methods, and so now and so now there's some things that I need to do in order to be able to sell on Amazon. They're doing some address verification, blah 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 blah. So the book will be back on Amazon, I say within the next 30 days, but apparently it is apparently you know, every time that I've wanted grapes, I have gotten grapes. Every time I've wanted grapes. You know, I actually prefer cherries over grapes. I wish that I could grow if I grew a cherry tree, there would never be any cherries on them. I can consume cherries instead of food. I can eat so many cherries. I can eat pounds upon pounds of cherries. If there's anybody out there who has a cherry tree, let me know so that I can come to your house and go climb into your tree, and you will never see another cherry ever again. All right. You know, I'm not really an egg person. It has to be some special occasion for me to eat. I'm not really into egg very much. But I would love something nice and warm and comforty right now, like a potato. I would really love like a nice. But you know what? So listen, a tip for you all: if you're going to eat potatoes, cook the potato, bake the potato, and then refrigerate it overnight. Um, there's also refrigerate or freeze your bread, toast your bread. There's something about refrigerating these starch chains that actually lowers them in the glycemic index. If you know what I'm talking about, you can comment it below. But refrigerating it and then heating it up afterwards, by then the starch chain has been altered to lower on the glycemic index. So absolutely. All right. So I am going to what do I do? I really, 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 really need to get focused. I have not been focused since I haven't been focused for quite some time. I haven't been focused for quite some time. I saw that Keith Keith Stupendous was on my live earlier. I don't know if he's still on here. I wanted to say hello to him and tell him to keep pushing on. Sepang is here. Let's talk about these self-love lessons. Let's talk about these self-love lessons. I freeze my bread. We freeze our bread here, and then we take out little pieces and then use them whenever we need them. I'm not doing the disclaimer. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by guests and callers. All right. So no, the book is sold out my book is sold out in the US, but I'm going to get it back in stock soon. Let's see the SLL self-love lessons that you learned from today's video. I feel like my focus has been off. But look, you all see I got my beloved white platinum hair back. For those of you who saw me on the other channel with the video with my shower cap on, I was processing my hair. And so in order to get it this color, you do have to do more than one process. You have to bleach it, and then you have to bleach it again, and then you have to do a toner. And so I put my toner on there, and that toner kicked the yellow right out. So SLL, let's see what the self-love lessons are for today. Someone says, yes, cooling cooked starches improves the resistant starch content for a healthier gut microbiome. I will remain vigilant. My trust is earned, not given. Yes, 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 yes. Tell people what you need clearly and let them know if you have feedback. Okay, I feel that. I feel that. I forgot. You know, it's either I'm too focused on the apples or I forget. I didn't put my timer up today, but next time I will definitely have my timer on, because the timer reminds me to look at the apples, to ask for apples and stuff like that. SLL, trust your instincts. I'm going to read the apples before we get out of here. SLL, trust your instincts. Learn to be mobile each day. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know what? I guess I can say this because I'm not really supposed to talk about it. I'm doing jury duty right now. I'm doing jury duty. And the attitude of a lot of the people in the jury duty place was that they did not want to be there. It is our civic duty to be a peer, to be a jury of people's peers. And a lot of us who live in Black, Latino, etc., communities, we have people who are going up on trial and they don't have a jury of their peers there. And so I encourage each person, if you have not served on jury duty, contact your local courthouse and see how you can get put on the list. Because I had not served jury duty before because I've been traveling and my address has been all over the place. During the pandemic, I called them and I said, listen, I haven't done jury duty before. I want to be put on the list. And so it took me, let me listen. Listen, don't misgender me. I'm not a dude. I'm not a man. You're gonna call me a woman, or you're not gonna call me at all. So nonetheless, so I'm doing jury duty, and I want to encourage everyone to call your courthouse and see how you can get signed up for jury duty, because it is a part of what keeps this country in the hands of the people. It's what keeps the judicial process in the hands of the people. Oh, Ultimate says, if you vote, you will be picked for jury duty. I've been called 3 times in 3 years. In New York, they don't call you for 6 years. So you can only serve once every 6 years in New York. So yeah, so call them and see. So let's see, the self-love lessons are coming back in. I need to write a letter to my 8-year-old self, apologize to her, and praise her for getting me to this point in my life at 52 years of age. Thank you, Tonya. Callers in the chat from UK. Yes, and so the people who listen, and we are going to be doing a behind the scenes Sister Circle coaching group. I'm working on getting the page up now. Please forgive me for the delay. I am doing the very best that I am able to do at this point. So yeah, so I am working on it. SLL, it is my responsibility to take care of my mentality. I cannot expect anyone to treat me the way I expect them to treat me. I feel you on that. Keep my focus on my growth and development. The healing and work starts with me. I am in Georgia. They are desperate for people. Oh, wow. I start on the 26th of this month. Wonderful. If you were you, you'd want people like you to support you. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. And let's see some more of these self-love lessons. The self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is that just because I don't see the change doesn't mean that change is not happening. So there's a few different self-love lessons that I learned in today's video, right? So I had a person on Twitch that was calling me dude. I don't refer to women as dude. I don't let no one call me dude. I don't call women guys. I don't be like, come on guys, you guys this, you guys. I don't do that. I call women, no. Discernment and self-awareness works well together. Don't be hesitant to ask for help. You do so much for others. I want to see these self-love lessons start with the I. So one of the self-love lessons that I learned from today's video is to realize that that there may be people who may be affected by, like, once you plant a seed, you really don't know where it will sprout. Also, I have learned that when you do ask for assistance, that the right people will step up, that the jackals will still be there trying to beat you down, but that's something personal going on inside of them. Let me talk from an I standpoint. The jackals may be there to try to beat me down, but that's something that's going on inside of them. I have also realized that that I this is going to be difficult for me to say, right? This is going to be difficult for me to say. I need to hire I need to hire I need to hire a different business coach, right? I have two business coaches at the moment, right? One of my business coaches is a mindset coach. Another one of my business coaches is an implementation coach. So she assists me with implementation of the things that I'm so like logistics and getting things done. However, I feel like I need to get a different coach to get me on point with my deadlines, because for some reason I'm not hitting my deadlines behind the scenes. Like I need to, and I don't know what it is, but I'm not hitting my deadlines, and I need to do whatever it is that I need to do to hit my deadlines because I'm not hitting them. I should, with the two business coaches that I have, I should be able to hit the deadlines, but I'm not hitting them. So I need to elicit I need to elicit more assistance. I don't know what's going on with me. But I'm not a business coach. I probably need to elicit the services of a life coach. I have two business coaches, but I probably need some life coaching stuff that may be going on with me in which I'm self-sabotaging. Um, and I'm not on point with my target. So self-love lesson for me, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something that I saw um, when I was looking up, because somebody was like, "Oh, Tonya, look up your book," right? And I'm going to show you what I saw. Is it frozen? What's going on? I'm not. It's not frozen on my end, and it's showing the packets are still going. So this is what I saw, right? This came up on my thing when I was looking at my book, and so hold on, let me get a better screen up. All right, so this is what came up, right? So this came up for me. It showed when I did my GoFundMe, I had MP3s in the GoFundMe. I had an autographed picture. I had different book projects that I had been working on. And I'm like, these things are not done. When the caller called and she was talking about, you know, the audios that she's listening to, and I'm like, I haven't stayed on top of my audio game, right? So Aurelus is saying you may benefit from a business coach who specializes in time and change management. I'm actually going to try a life coach that I worked with before, because like when I lived in my car, I had a life coach, right? I had a life coach that was working on her certification. And when she was working on her certification, she needed to be able to coach someone. So when I was living in my car, I was her client. I didn't have the money, and she needed a certain amount of hours, right? And so there's this school called IPEC, IPEC. That's the school that I went to for life coaching. And in order to become certified, there's a certain amount of hours that people have to coach. So if you need a life coach, you can go to IPEC and let them know that you need a life coach, and they will assign you a person who needs to get certified, right? Um, and so and so all right. And so And so I am probably going to I'm probably going to just, I'm probably going to, because I hired her before when I needed to work on a project. When it comes to getting things done, to being successful, etc., right? It's all about the stuff that's going on the inside. It's all about the stuff that's going on in your head, the stuff that's going on in your psyche. And once you work through those things, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I'm going to contact her. I'm going to contact her and see if I can hire her for 4 weeks. And in those 4 weeks, I want to set goals. I want to get a lot of this stuff accomplished. And if I'm not getting it accomplished, I need to figure out why. I need to figure out why. And then if that doesn't work, then I will, you know what? Somebody said that there's a coach that specializes in time management. Contact me on my website, tonyatko.com. Click on contact and let me know. What your suggestions are, because I do believe that I need some systems in place to assist me with my time management. So one of the self-love lessons that I learned from today's video, because there was a young lady who commented that she was, rowing her boat to the kitchen to get some cake, right? And that reminded me about the work that I have needed to do and the mindset that I have had to get into in order to be able to maintain my fitness, right? Because it's easy to make jokes. It's easy to be like, oh, just accept me as I am. Oh, I'm just going to be fat. Oh, I'm just going to this. It's easy to say those things. But I was reminded today of how I have to be vigilant about what I'm telling myself, about how I'm speaking to myself, about the things that I'm saying about my fitness, and that it is a good thing that I let everybody around me know, listen, these are the goals that I have. These are the things that I'm working on. I don't let anybody stop me. I work out with myself when no one is looking, when other people are looking and they're laughing. Because I have had family members come to visit and I have had people stand back, look at me and laugh. I have had that. But I just keep on doing my thing because it's like, well, what can I do? I gotta continue forward. You know what I mean? Because I get it, because as Black people, we got a lot of stuff going on the inside. And so I need to be more productive, because there are a few different things going on, right? I do to-do lists, but then I don't get the stuff done. I don't get the stuff on the to-do list done. I don't know what is going on with me. I used to be a great self-starter, but after my displacement, right? And I went into this lack state, right? After the displacement, I started doing this type of viral topic work on YouTube. And so there's a few different things. I cannot allow myself to get burnt out because I'm not doing the type of work. I had a plan and I got lost in the plan. The plan was to get people to the videos by doing viral topics, but to promote the things behind the scenes that are going to help people. Like these viral topics, it's good that we do the self-love lessons at the end, but we need to be able to have clear, definitive methods for being able to help ourselves. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on my training. I am an NLP practitioner, a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I am a trained life coach, right? I am, I am, oh, I forget what you call this. I'm able to lead people through hypnosis for inner child healing. I've invested the money in all of this stuff that I could be using, and I'm not using it. And so I'm getting burnt out doing work that I'm not passionate about. But another thing happened. Another thing happened. I have admitted to myself that I want to study neuroscience, right? I want to study the brain. It I want to study the brain. I want to study the science of meditation as it relates to the brain. I want to study the heart-mind connection. I want to study the brain. And so I'm feeling impassioned again because I'm feeling like I'm shifting into a different purpose, right? I feel like I am like I got reason to get up in the morning. I feel like I have reason to look forward to something and not look forward to something because of somebody else like, ooh, I got this fine man and this that. No, but looking forward to something because this is my life, because this is my passion, because this is my life's work, and because this is the next the next hill that I'm going on. I mean, can you all imagine me in 5 years with a degree in neuroscience and spiritual psychology? Can you imagine? Can you imagine when I go to do my talks and I'm like, and they announce me and they're like, now a neuroscientist with a specialty in and I don't know, but when they call me a neuroscientist and I come out on the stage, I could just imagine the ways in which I'll be able to help people when I have a deeper understanding of the brain and synapses and neuroplasticity and the ways that that the brain. I don't know. 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 So, Dorothea, you have a family member who's a neuroscientist. You know what I would like? Listen, Dorothea, can you, and you know what? I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, I don't even know where to begin because, it's so random, right? I would love to be able to have a conversation with 3 neuroscientists, right? And ask them about their career path, what they wish that they knew before they went to school, how the degree can be applied. So if there's anybody out here who knows a neuroscientist, right, please send me a message and see if I can set up an informational interview with them over Zoom where we can have a conversation because I don't really know where to begin. I started Googling how to study and I learned that there's 3 different fields. There's neuropsychology, there's neuroscience, and there's neurology. Neurology is the one that the doctors do, where they operate on or diagnose things with the brain. Neuroscientists are researchers, and the neuropsychologists are the ones that combine the knowledge of how the brain interacts with certain pathological diseases, etc. I don't want to do neuropsychology if that's what it is. I'm not really exactly sure. I only saw that in one video, right? But if there's anybody out there who knows a neuroscientist that I can actually talk to and pick their brain, I would really appreciate that. Go to TonyaTKO.com, click on contact, and send me a message. What do you all think of my little mirror? I had these mirrors from years ago when I had TKO skin, and I was using it to make sure that my concealer was in great. And I just left it here. What do you all think? Is it distracting? Seeing that on the side there, is it distracting? Or does it add a nice flair? If you like it, put up a 3. If you didn't really care for it too much, put up a 4. I want to see where we're at. Biopsych is related to neuropsych. Well, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in spiritual psychology and I'm interested in the brain. I'm also going to be going to culinary school 2 days a week I'm going to start in the fall in a 1.5-year program. Because it's only 2 days a week, I'm going to be in school for a 1.5 years doing culinary arts. So because what I want is I want to be able to create systems, right? So let me see what the numbers are. Some people like it. Some people, it seems like most people like it. Some people don't. Some people found it distracting. So but one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be a forever school person. I don't want to not apply the things that I know, So it seems like it seems like it is very possible. It felt good seeing a black man, a woman scientist and archaeologist on the movie Transformer. A movie. I know we ain't talking about movies, but I guess representation matters, even if it's from the movies. Let me check the apples. Let me check the apples. Let me check the apples. Toro is saying you must always remember that God made the brain and his person of the holy. Listen, you must always remember that God doesn't have a dick. So God is not and cannot be a man because God does not have XY chromosomes. Man is a construct. So when you say his, who are you referring to? God does not have a penis. Stop. And you also have to remember that just because you think that evolution happened in a certain way doesn't mean that everybody is of that belief. So let me get these apples red. All right. So we have $5 from Tonya, who says, "Thank you. Been here for 6 years." Well, thank you. I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Kyra sends $1 and says, "You got me out some hard times also." Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All I hear is love says, "Do you have a P.O. box to send you something?" I do have an address. It's on my website. It's if you go to tonyatko.com and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my address down there. So you can see it on the website. It's on Broadway in New York. So Malika sends in $15 and says for support. Shante says you are appreciated. And 2B says purple love, red love, purple love, Tanya. That sounds like a poem. Purple love, red love, purple love, Tanya. All right, let me refresh this, make sure I got them all. And so we brought in $181 from today's broadcast. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to get off of here. I need to find me something hearty and substantial to eat since I do not have potatoes. Roxy is saying, well, wait.